Hello, my name is Tony Andrews. I'm the Global Product Manager for InfoAsset at InfoAsset. In this video, I'm going to show you how to get started with InfoAsset Manager. First, we're going to create a new master database. Then we're going to configure that master database with a collection system network and a water distribution system network. After that, we're going to look at the standards and choice lists and how we can configure those standards and choice lists. And then finally, we're going to set the geographic projection for those networks. Okay, so let's get started. Right, so when you start InfoAsset Manager for the first time, this is the screen that you'll see. And what we need to do is first create a master database. And we can do this by going to the File menu, click on Open, and click on the Open Create Master Database option. Doing that opens up the Open Master Database dialog. You can see in the dialog that there are two options for a database. There's the standalone database and the workgroup database. Standalone is mostly used as a single user. We're not interested in that. What we want to do is configure a workgroup database. This provides an enterprise level database for multiple users connecting and editing at the same time. Okay, so let's go ahead and create a workgroup database. So you need to provide a server name. Now, because I've got the workgroup data server installed on my local PC, I can configure the server name to be localhost. Now, if you're connecting into a server that's hosting the workgroup data server, you'll have to obviously put that server name in here rather than localhost. But in my case, I have the workgroup database installed on my computer. Okay, we have to provide a server port, and that's typically 40,000. Then hit the connect, and you can see that it's been successful. And then I want to create a new database. So I'm going to create Tony's first IAM database. Okay, so that's the name of my database. It's selected that database for me that I've just created, and then you hit OK. Okay, so that's now created a workgroup database for us to now configure. So you'll notice on the left hand side there's the master database panel. Currently the master database is empty, so let's go fill it up with some good stuff. If you hover over the master database icon, you can see details about the database, the GUID and so on. But what we're going to do is right click on the master database, select new, and we're going to create an asset group. I'm going to call it Tony's Asset Group. Now think of the master database as a filing cabinet, and the drawers are these asset groups. What we're going to do now is put our networks inside these asset groups. So right click on the asset group, click on new, and we're going to add a collection network. I'm going to use the default name, and I'm going to now create a distribution network, and I'm going to use the default name. Great, so now what we've done in our master database is created an asset group and then included a collection network and a distribution network. Right, so now what we're going to do is open the collection network. Using your left mouse, hover over the collection network, so click on it and drag out into the white space on the right hand side. And that will then open up the collection network. Alternatively, you can select the network and right click open. And that then opens up the distribution network. Okay, if we take a look at the collection network, this is obviously a blank network, but nonetheless everything has been configured and set up for your use. So for example, all the assets, classes, the asset types are ready to be populated, so you can see in the grid along the bottom we've got nodes, pipes and so on, and likewise all of the different types of surveys, that's all already been configured for you out of the box. And finally, let's just look at the repairs. These are the work orders for a collection system. they've already been created for you and are ready to be populated. The next thing we need to do with the collection network, and it doesn't have to necessarily be in this order, but first off what we're going to do is select the geographic projection for the network. So to do that, go to Geoplan, set coordinate system, hit the little ellipses on the right hand side, and now I'm going to find the projection system that I'm interested in. So you can type directly into the dialog here, the choose coordinate system dialog. So for example, if I type British National, it takes me to that location. Or you can use the browse tool, and I'm going to browse down to the North American projections. I'm going to find a US state plane coordinate system for Virginia. I'm going to choose the southern zone. Okay, so that's the projection that I'm setting for this collection system network. Okay to that, and okay, that's finished. Now what we need to do, depending on the region that you're in, we'll have to choose the type of units. So I'm going to choose MGD as my units of measurement. And the final thing we need to do is, under network, is configure the standards and choice lists for this network. Right, so let me explain the standards and choice list dialog. So you'll see at the top, editing standards and choice lists for, we can set the choice lists and the CCTV inspection standard for the entire database. Alternatively, we can choose to override for each individual collection system in the database. So I'm choosing to override, so I'm only going to set the standards and choice lists, which includes the CCTV standard for the collection network collection system. And I'm going to choose a different CCTV standard, so I'm going to choose the North American standard, PACP, and MACP for manholes. So let's make a change to one choice list just to show you how to do that. Click on the choice description, browse down to something like the team leader, for example, which is what I'm going to do. And here I'm going to put my name in here as a team leader, Tony. And I'm going to put Tom in here. Okay, and I can keep adding to this choice lists. So now I've configured the choice lists for team leader for this collection system called Collection Network. If I hit OK, we're now ready to begin creating data using the editing tools or import data using the Open Data Import Center. Thank you for watching.